warning sign out on George Bay Lane. We did get it repaired. I think I talked to you, Gerald. It had been repaired and fully operational. During mid-May, I was approached by the Senior Service Employment Program about sponsoring employee secretary position. It's no cost to the county. And I went ahead and agreed to it. Denise Anderson started working with us about mid-May. She had been in Gary's office. And I think there's a time period that they're allowed to stay in a particular office. And she was coming up on the expiration of that. So I went ahead and took her in. There was some training requirements that I wanted her to do, and she had those done in just a couple of weeks, so she's jumped in and taken it off. She's worked out really well.
She's a good worker.
She is a very hard worker, dedicated, very good. She just about what she does. We also had 3 exercises that we participated in during the month of May. 2 of them were in operation with Honeywell. The last one was with the Shawnee Preparedness Coalition, Response Coalition, based out of Williamson County. That was a tabletop exercise dealing with an infectious disease outbreak in response to that. All 3 of those, I think, went really well. Every time you do an exercise, there's learning points from them, and there's takeaway points that you've got areas to improve. We did identify a couple, working on that. Also provided some support to the Kiwanis bicycle race in June. And then also we provided support to the archery competitions out there for weather monitoring, coordination with the Weather Service. There was a couple of different storm fronts that moved through out there, and they were able to get enough notice. We were able to get enough notice to them for them to be able to provide their own activity. There was a couple of fronts that moved through a little bit. Obviously, y'all had already seen the bill probably last month on the light truck. There was a problem with the light bar wiring on it. Had to be rewired. Everything was run, from my understanding, everything was run through one switch. It was overloading the switch when you had the radio and the lights. That old light bar. Yeah, and it kept blowing. So we got that taken care of. We installed a radio that was already existing, installed in the radio, and started coming again. I'm also in the process of doing the update on the EOP, which I talked to Jeff about. It's due to the regional office by August 1st, and we're on track to get that done. I think there's 2, maybe 3 more sections to be typed. Those should be typed this week. And I was talking to Mr. Farmer before y'all came in about the tornado response last week. Thankfully, there was no more damage than what we had. There was no more injuries than what we had. We had a total of somewhere in the neighborhood of about 300 homes in the county, but this is not including what had taken place inside the city of Metropolis. This is just in rural Massac County, where we got about in the neighborhood of 300 homes without power. Southeast Elderly Co-op was on it. They had all but, according to them, they had all but 5 homes back up early Thursday morning. The 5 homes that were not up, they couldn't get to that night because of floodwaters, because of the torrential rainfall we got after the first weather incident. But they were working on those, and as far as I know, everything is back up. Highway Department did a fantastic response getting roads cleared out there. They did. Sheriff's Department and Massac County Fire, I think the response went well. State communications wasn't as much good. We had probably cell phone communication at one point. Both the towers were just jammed with so much traffic, or if it had actually gone down, exactly what it was. That was a short-lived problem, and it came back up. So we had, as of right now, there were 8 homes that we're aware of that were damaged. One was Thankfully, there was just property damage.
Yeah.
For the most part. I mean, there was a few injuries, but there was nothing life threatening. We didn't lost a lot, and that's the main thing. Property can be replaced. Very replaced. So, very thankful for that. Y'all are aware of the few issues I've had.
Got that ever going?
No, I just now got the check today to be able to go.
All right.
So we'll get it over. Keep moving.
Sounds good.
That's what I've got.
John, did you deal with Brown?
Towski?
I guess.
Yes, sir.
Can he find my switch? I've forgotten about how that goes. My lamp pump. I can't use it for I haven't used it in a couple of years. I go to use it and I don't have access.
I would have to ask you.
Super good and stuff like that.
Yes, it is.
Want me to have grandkids who can help with that?
I'm sure if they're over 2 years old, they can do it. Just one thing, I heard it was maintenance back for yesterday. First. So they didn't know if it could go or not. Maybe something I can do, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I can get your Ralph's number. If you want your Ralph's number. So, and he does it, he's got a full-time job and then he still does a few years work on his side. So.
All right, thank you, sir.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
These two windows are open, the upper parts ain't open, the section of it.
Bring him back in again?
Yeah,
Thursday.
Yeah, forgot about that. Who used to open it up? I mean, I'm at loss, I guess.
Well, I've never liked the idea of pushing somebody over here to supervise. I didn't like the idea of pushing somebody over. One time, people go in with dogs and cats,
The whole zoo, yeah.
where the shape the building's in now, I think it's something you need to ask Patrick.
That's
Liability
really
wise,
something
it
to
would
do.
afford the exposure.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Understand people, community needs someplace to go, but if we let them base this building, we're giving them liability.
That's true. Does any of the churches, are they still opening their buildings up? Does anybody know? You know
The
where,
Methodist church does.
here,
The church,
Emmanuel
over there,
Baptist used to have a
over
whole
by
sign.
Central School,
Yeah.
I thought they were a shelter.
Is that Emmanuel?
I don't know if they're, I don't know if they're an official shelter. I know there are agreements in place with the American Red Cross after an incident takes place, where if we need to use different facilities for shelter, we can do that. But as far as the emergency shelter, you know, during a sudden storm,
Yeah.
event, you know, I'm uncertain.
To make this building, where the sanitary storm ready building, is that an agreement you guys made with somebody saying that it would be open, or?
That was something. I think
Is that a building or a storm-ready community? I can't remember what
The
the
sign,
sign says.
the sign is for storm ready community.
There's that mic up there too.
And I'm not, I haven't read through all the requirements.
That's what Joe Miller was saying.
Yeah.
That was done in the original. I have been reviewing the application for that. At this particular moment, I don't recall any requirement for storm shelter, but it deals more with public education and, warning notifications, and different things like that. So, but I will look at that and
Somebody just asked Scott
Question.
last week.
Yeah, there was a question that came up from a reporter, and I told him I would try to get an answer, because I didn't get an answer. I knew the building had been used in the past as, as a shelter, but with a different situation now with the addition of the building. That's something that I had approached the sheriff about and talked to Jeff about, and we wanted to.
Now we're gonna-
to y'all. Well, yeah, I mean, that's,
Yeah, I think you're leaning the right way, asking Patrick about it. It's just-
I don't know if they never saw this. Been that shelf for years.
I'd like to mention something though, that happened when the power went out. There's no light on those stairs. We had to use our cell phone flashlights to get down those stairs, because there's no light until you get down in the basement. And I had people in my office that went down there, and had they fallen, because they didn't have cell phones with them.
Yeah.
and that was, you and I had talked about that
Yeah.
the next day,
Yeah.
and that was something I believe I spoke to, Jeff, I spoke
Yeah,
to you
I
about
believe
that.
so. One of you did.
That was one of the
But
takeaway
that's like
points
way
from
too much since then.
our response, so that's,
Things to be addressed. I guess we'll talk to Patrick, or one of you guys catch him, pick his brain about it, if I catch him. We'll catch him.
Vacation this week, we're all on it, so I see.
Or his assistant, probably. How did the jury trial end up? Did it stay or unsure? Never ending drama. All right. Thank you, guys. Terrific.
Michelle, I left you a paper, didn't I?
Come on down to the Price is Right, Dana.
I don't know.
She's afraid to step in front of the sheriff. She got a guilty conscience, doesn't she?
I'm not. You're welcome.
Not afraid of dead, she's just afraid of her conscience.
Thank you, ma'am.
The sheriff has. Well, I have anything, the tax bills did go out Friday, so everybody's paid. Just for pay, they get started coming in.
What's the due date for that?
August 31st,
And how,
October 31st. And people are still asking whether they come here to pay or down at the other place, so.
girl, just
Maybe
left the
no.
radio, we could have told her.
Oh,
Good,
yeah,
we needed
about
something
that.
about it.
Oh, yeah. Maybe the show or something.
Again,
But
so, and then that contract will be down. And the auditors are still working on it.
I thought, did we talk to Patrick a while back about talking to him, negotiating that?
We did, and Patrick had that for a while, that's since we never
Did you
actually
ever-
done anything.
Did you ever hear from him? What was,
I just had to call and ask, he said, well, you're all supposed to get your letters together, and so she just brought the contract back.
that's what Patrick said?
thank you, Dana. If you're ready, we might as well get you done. You know, we've got things to do.
Everybody there, still doing it.
It's doing great. Said that we're in cold, so it's cold.
bills now from Big Giants and not from St. Elias.
Get it from both. John's got 4 different vendors he gets food from in case somebody doesn't have anything one week and they have to search for somebody else. That's,
But the one that's just $1,000, that's an insurance.
that's $1,000 that Tony Wentworth needs to go back to Fourth Key Academy. It's, we have to provide money for fuel and food. John always likes to have that, so Sandy can give it to him every Friday. Now, she had to write it out in petty cash last week as he started today, or yesterday.
Once you just bring back receipts for what you use.
They really said they really need that if we can get it to them.
How long was that? So I can tell Chrissy so
So,
she can get it.
$1,000 to the sheriff's office.
You mean here?
I think Sandy turned it in last week.
Oh.
It looks like it was 628.
Hotel full?
We roll the weekend, which throws us in right now, 36 or 37 on our bill.
Like that L and W and that plastic tire, is that just for tires and brakes or something?
Yeah.
Because most of those cars are still under warranty, aren't they?
About half of them are, but most of these are, if you see anything like that, it's gonna be like brakes and tires.
How's the ammo deal? Can you get ammo now? Is it getting,
You get anything,
Little bit.
22.
I don't know. At one time, you guys, the ammo was kind of hard to come by.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
All this has to do with the annex building, just give you a rundown of what we got so far. 2 or 3 weeks ago, Premier sprinkler system came in and serviced the sprinkler system. Everything looked good except for the one room that's now the jury room where they did the remodeling. They dropped the ceiling down, covered up the sprinkler heads. So he said sometime there's 2 ways to fix that. You can either remove tiles, drop the heads down, cut holes in them. Or he said they do make a ceiling tile that you put in there, that when water hits it, it dissolves. Within like 30 to 60 seconds, the ceiling tile is gone and the water comes down. It's just something to think about in the future. The rest of the system's okay. Last week, did some checking on the backup generator up there. Had Tommy Reed look at it, and it was bigger than what he was certified to check on. Then I found out Max Russell, the local electrician, did have certification for that one. It's 100 K limited. Max came up either Monday or Tuesday last week and serviced it, got it going. And then either Tuesday or Wednesday, had a tornado, power went off. They used it that day, and then again Friday night during the jury trial. The jury was at the deliberation, it ran for like 3 hours. So, as soon as the power goes off, the generator kicks right back on. It's really good.
Was it giving an alarm here while back? Right. This part of it.
The generator was telling itself it hadn't been serviced in 2 years, so when it's
Is that natural gas?
now it's easy. The generator said it will not run the air conditioning compressors, but it will turn on most of the lights in the building and probably half the outlets. Some of the offices, the computers weren't on, real good Friday night. So that's it. I've got a contract here that Patrick looked at. This is from Simplex Corporation. They do the fire alarm system. This separate.
Not the sprinkler, the
It's
fire.
separate. And the reason we're gonna do this is last week during the jury trial, JD had to stand out in the hallway every time this thing came off, he had to push the button to reset it. He did this for like an hour, so we could have the trial. And it hasn't been serviced in a couple of years. So when I finally found the company, they sent this contract. I guess it's a good contract for like 5 years. And Patrick looked at it. That needs to be taken care of as soon as we can. Some of the bigger issues we're having is the toilets. I know the bank was a commercial building, but the toilets in the bank are not commercial toilets. And all of them now we're having trouble, especially with traffic days. We had the jury last week, we got 100 people in there trying to use 2 or 3 household toilets. They're stopping up and running over. I kept Marshall up there like 2 or 3 days in a row, just loading toilets.
I guess we'll have to have a bigger vote, maybe.
It's not, but I know the one in the bank president's office is just a household toilet, and that's where people, when they're waiting to be picked for the jury, you've got 100 people sitting there, and they're all trying to use that one.
So what do you suggest?
If we can get a plumber to over and look at it, and see if that any ideas, especially, you know, I know this is only gonna be used till December for 9 months, but if there's a chance we'll be there longer, that's something we need to look at.
9 months is a long mess.
You gotta have toilets. Also the carpet, if you go up there and look, the carpet is already starting to show wear, especially on the steps. Everybody's going up and down the steps to court. I'm afraid with this fall, early winter, we're gonna be snagging some heels, people to fall.
So it needs to be taken out already.
It's okay for the next couple of months. Once it starts raining and snowing and people drag that stuff in and out, they'll have some enforcement.
But that's kind of what those people told us, you know, those engineers about the traffic, you know, so that they're wearing out quick.
I noticed this before, the end where probation is, I think they were planning water was coming in on Friday night during that storm. Water was pouring in the window above the door. With a spot this big out in the hallway, at the bottom, the baseboards were already rotted.
See how they was,
Baseboards are rotted, the sill paint on it is probably getting rotted.
Talking about that door that they come in.
yeah. Look at, is the office that they did not use, is it still leaking? I've not been in there.
I went in the water there Friday.
Well, I told the guy to fix it, but I don't know whether he ever did.
See the stump leaking, he fixed it. It was as hard as it rained Friday night.
If he had fixed it, it would have leaked that thing, because I went up in the attic, went all the way over there. It's the bathroom drain comes out of those bathrooms. I guess they didn't want the vent on the front of the building, so they piped it all the way across and went out. It's running, I mean, you can just see daylight up through the boot. You know how the boot slides down off the pipe. I guess it just dry watered away, but I mean, the water was running right down there, and when it hit the elbow, it just, the elbow's right on top of the office. So hopefully it's been up there, done something with it.
So it was leaking the window above the door.
Has anybody seen a bill from Barnhill's? I haven't either.
Probably 18 shoes laying out in the driveway. Jason
definitely need to get something done. I think there's 9 or 10. I think he had, I think he had on that many units there was. It's good.
One or two of them, it's,
There could be, I'm not 100% sure.
Remember they clean those inside the building?
Poles,
Like, and they're,
Couple of them are in the attic.
yeah.
and air handlers are just the attic, or is that whole unit?
Oh, that doesn't.
Noise or? I guess you got some way of
Blow 'em out.
catching that stuff.
it's one of the state attorney's officers, one that's plugged up, trying to overpaint it, then you done it, that you go.
Yeah.
10 complete systems, which is
What was it? He had 2 different holes there, I think.
once a year.
This is good.
Water service plans for 10 complete systems, spring and fall. That's $1,611. That's the,
It's for twice a year, right?
yes.
It's about $800 each center. I guess it's about $80 per unit.
Option, he does have option 1, says basic clean / tune on 10 AC systems. Labor and cleaning supply $720.
That was, I think he just said, what if he just did it this
Yeah.
summer? And he was gonna give us a price just for this summer, and then we're gonna do one to do twice a year. What do you guys want to do? For him to
I think now's the time it needs to be checked out for
summer?
heat.
Yeah.
Not that they're going to go there work in a 95-degree attic, but that's
Maybe we'll get there one morning early.
at least.
Do you want the sheriff to tell me to move forward with servicing that 2 deal, or just that 1 deal?
What do you think? Good service, all of their coal. We need to pay them. $80.
That's what we said, be $80 per unit.
Well, that's for a kind of a whole checkup, but
They're dirty, a lot of the insulation off the turn lines around here are gone. So I don't know if that's part of this or not.
I thought a few months ago that he changed the filters, cleaned the pools, that we had a bill for like $1,500 or $1,600 for that.
I'm almost certain I've seen a bill come through, not from Tommy,
Yeah.
but what it entailed. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I worked on one of the air conditioners, that Larry's office.
He's the one that said they had been robbing cars off the rest of the
We replaced that unit a few weeks ago. Bill came through, I think it was about $1,800.
And Terry Mag, I talked to him, he said that's what they did like a year or two before they left the building, they were taking parts off.
Yeah, the unit that they wasn't using.
So the one that's in Circuit Park's office is that new. That's why we had that problem with the plumbing issue, because I think they had lake rats in there. You all want the sheriff to tell them to check them out?
I think we're going to spend more than that if we don't go ahead and at least maintain them. That's my opinion.
You'll talk to Tom
that to Patrick?
Oh,
You'll probably see before either of us,
he
I
said
think.
he's on vacation.
Or I mean, I don't know how often you go up there, but if you just drop it off, you'll be there.
The last thing I wanted to find out was next year's budget. Thought about when we're gonna start.
I might start in August, we'll start working on it.
I'll probably get some help this year. That really get there as far as getting the maintenance on it. I know that's gonna make a little different than this one. That's all I had.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hey, Daddy, I wanna talk to you too.
Good.
I got about 10 minutes.
Well then, I'll be out here.
No, I wanna talk to all of you, say,
Oh, okay, good.
this is courthouse
Really?
business.
You all wanna go ahead and get her done? Okay.
Penny, how are you?
I'm wonderful.
Joe,
You
come.
guys terrify me. I'm always got this
Darling,
adrenaline when I come in here.
That's fine.
But
What's her name?
anyway, I went in the courtroom and, judge was there, it was over and everything, and, you have a gold fringe flag in your courtroom. And when I asked him why he had that gold fringe, he says I should talk to my attorney. I said, and I know him like I know you. And I said, what kind of law do you practice in this courtroom? He said, you'll have to, and he got up and walked, he said, you'll have to talk to your attorney. And this police officer escorted me out of the room. So, whatever. That flag is privately in your courtroom, and you need to get it out. We have a constitution, and we have a flag that goes with the flag, the constitution. So what I'm saying is, with this gold fringe flag, you're practicing admiralty law on a sovereign citizen, and you have no jurisdiction, and you're sending all these people to jail. Well, anyway, right here it says, I stand away for this. President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed an executive order 10834 on August 21, 1951. It is printed in the Federal Register 24 FR 65 pursuant to law and says, a military flag is a flag that resembles a regular flag of the United States, except that it has a yellow fringe border on 3 sides. In other words, admiralty law says that when a ship flies a Spanish flag and you sign a contract with the captain of the ship, any agreements or contracts of the captain signs will fall under Spanish law. That's the doctor called four-cornering. A flag by this doctor, four-cornering the flag, which means corners. So, you got a military flag in your courthouse. That's not a good thing. So what I want you to do, because you guys are in control and have the authority to do this, is to remove the flag and put constitutional law back in our courtroom. I mean, it's only right. We got a constitution, and we should not be under this law. Now, you, Sheriff, this is from another case. There is a man who can stop the governmental and other criminal abuse and tyranny and restore the Constitution by the supreme law of the land, and he is the county sheriff. The county sheriff has the power, the authority, and the responsibility. The sheriff is the supreme peacekeeper, the people's protector, and the protector of the supreme constitutional law against all illegal forces. And that goes for you too, because you're the county commissioners. You have the same power as the sheriff to do this. You don't have to ask anybody. I assume the federal government sent a mandate out, and that's why it's in here. And nobody pays attention, so I guess that's the way it was. Well, anyway, Each sheriff in the county can stand tall and protect the constituents from all enemies, both foreign and domestic. It is the ultimate check and balance, and it falls squarely on the shoulders of the sheriff and the local officials. That's you guys. This was out of a lawsuit. In the ruling, Judge Scalia wrote, "The federal government may not compel the states, the county, or local officials to comply with the regulations. The power comes from the people. Y'all working for the people. And right here in our county is where you have all your power. If that, and Scalia said this here, you can have this. You do not have to take a mandate like, say, the Second Amendment. They got all those rules on it. In our county, we are supreme. You are, and whatever. So this, I want you to do, if they snuck it in here, I want you to sneak it out. I want you to go get yourself a flag and hang it in the courtroom and tell the judge that he's constitutional law here in your county. Nobody noticed, I'm assuming nobody noticed the gold fringe flag coming in here. And you can just get it out. It's illegal. Gotta make myself clear? Or you want more? But you have the right and you have the duty, and you are to take care of we the people, and yourself included. So, that's what I have to say. I'll give you this, Sheriff, so you can look at it, because it's got the, you don't have to look at it now, because I'm going to have a nervous breakdown here. I'm leaving. Did you want one of these? Did I give you one of these
Give
here
me
today?
one last time.
Okay. You want one? This is, your orders, and the other side is, the flag, why it should not be in our courthouse.
Thank you.
And really, I hate to beg, but you need to do this pronto. And thank you, Ted, for
All right.
staying. Thank you all.
Thank you, Betty. Have a good day.
Yeah, okay.
Information in a short period of time, and then the last time we talked, answered a few questions, but wanted to see if there were any other questions about our program.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't think so.
okay. Just to revisit, you know, the two free benefits that everyone would receive. The accidental death benefit covers each employee $3,000, $3 on their spouse, and $1,000 on kids. And then the discount card, the health discount card that really helps, you know, with vision, hearing, prescriptions, and chiropractic. With the accidental death policy, I find it very unique, number one, that we do that. And then second of all, a lot of people think, gosh, you know, that's, 3,000 isn't much when it comes, you know, in the big picture of final expenses. But luckily, you know, knock on wood, when the storm came through here, that, you know, it wasn't any more damaging than it was. But I always refer back to, you know, over in Missouri when the tornado hit over there, and we were able to pay out quite a bit on that policy. And for some people, that's all they had, you know. So in those cases, it really is a big help. So those are two great benefits that they get for free. So, but like I had mentioned before, working with the city as well, we're looking at an August enrollment with them. So beginning the last week of July, first week of August would be a great time as well for the county, if that was something that you guys would want to move forward on.
I believe it's fine. It's good. It'll work.
Okay. Okay, very good. So I will obviously be in a lot of contact with you and getting further information, as far as just a roster, of employees and things. There is, just a little bit of information that we need, for, pre-approval, making sure that obviously it would be approved. There's no reason you wouldn't be, but, just a standardization of information. Payroll deduction agreement, agreeing that, you would authorize, I see every employee, and of course, that's very hard to do. I understand, like we said, you know, some people might be on vacation or off on sick leave and things like that. Of course, there's exceptions to that rule, but, the point is trying, to get to everyone, and agreeing to do a payroll deduction for those that do wish to purchase benefits. And I do always point out that the employer assumes no responsibility for payroll deduction after termination of employment, or if someone were to leave. Just to, you know, maybe give you a little bit of peace of mind as far as deductions go. Again, we do try and make that as sweet and simple as possible. Customer service is something that we pride ourselves on. We're A+ Superior rated in that. So with an employee, if they were to ever, you know, leave the job or become non-payroll deduction, all you have to do on that bill is put a P next to their name, taking them permanently off the bill, and we do the rest. You know, because again, all of our benefits are fully portable. We want them to have that opportunity to keep it with no change in benefit or price. So we make sure they have that opportunity, and that's on us to take care of all that stuff. So, and then the other form is an application to offer the program. So, when would be a good, I don't know how long the meeting lasts.
Another hour probably.
Okay. Would it be okay to come back and get the roster of employees from you later on, or you can email it to me, whichever's easier.
When you leave here, go across the hall, talk to Chrissy.
Kristen, okay.
She's the one gonna be in charge of that. so,
Gotcha, okay,
Yeah,
okay. I'll do
she's the
that.
payroll clerk.
Okay, very good. And I'm sure she can get me the information I need. It's just billing address, how the employees are paid.
Well, everybody gets a manual check, nobody gets direct deposit. Nobody.
It's unique.
Oh, that's old.
Yeah. So, but, yeah.
I
it-
Go
was
ahead
gonna
and
say
it.
that, but.
Go ahead and say it. It's stone age.
Are they semi-monthly pay? Okay.
Yeah,
Find it.
bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly, okay. So when, even though they get paid 26 times a year, do you deduct 26 or deduct
Yeah.
24?
24.
24, okay. The city is still on weekly pay, which that's changing, but I had never had another city that was on weekly pay.
How about monthly?
Oh, no.
Nobody
That
would
would
do
be awful. No. I have one school that gets paid monthly. Now, that'd make you save, wouldn't it?
You have to watch your pennies.
Oh, I can't imagine getting paid
The
once a month.
pennies are the same.
And I know. Well, and that's the difference, because it's so funny. When they're weekly pay, their deduction may be $5 a week. And that's more affordable to them than
Than
$20
$10
a month. It's the same,
Yeah,
but
but it's not as much coming out of your check at one
it's
time.
exactly.
Yeah.
It does make a
Yeah, I
difference.
understand
It does. So, but anyway,
Can't imagine.
yeah. So, one thing that I don't know if they'll know in there that you might know in here, only other question on that is when the county was established, approximately. Do we know a year? Is it on a seal somewhere? That's usually the only question that kind of hangs people up.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably 18 something, but, and we just like to need an approximation.
Well, the state was 1818, but I don't know about the county. Because the county was taking, I know the county was taking half of Johnson, half of Polk to make Massac, but I would guess somewhere around 1850.
Okay.
Or, I mean,
You know what?
1855 rather, because that's
many
how far
people-
back our records go.
Have a smartphone, Cheryl. Get on your Google.
You know, and that's very,
Yeah.
I'll put 1855 and that'll work. That's good. And the whole point of that is just to make sure you've been in business over a year.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Like I
it's
said, the
just-
land records go
yeah.
back to 1855, so I would assume it would be somewhere around that.
Well, that's
era.
something I didn't know though, that it took half of Johnson, half of Polk. So, that's quite something.
Stole from both their neighbors.
That's right, that's right. Okay, well, thank you all very much. I appreciate the opportunity and look forward to meeting with everybody. Okay, thank you.
According to Google, 1843.
1843.
Thank you, Michelle.
Even earlier.
There you go,
Okay,
Gerald.
all right. Thank you.
That's from bank.
Tort fund could continue to be paid that way. He didn't see that there was an issue with that upon glancing over everything. We were looking at, if we've got the information correct, decreasing the deductible of 35,000 down to 3,500. So that's a little less out of pocket, have to pay. The employee deductible would still remain at the 250. The employee out-of-pocket max, I believe is currently 1,250, and that would be 900, so a little bit of a savings to the employee. Doctor co-pays, prescriptions were a little less co-pay, but nothing major. One difference was outpatient labs. If they had used LabCorp, would be 100%, so they wouldn't have to go towards their deductible or have any out-of-pocket expense with that, which I think most doctors around here tend to go to LabCorp, or you can request it because there's a facility in Paducah. If anyone's diabetic and they want to sign up for the mail order, there was the diabetic company called Just Diabetic, that would be covered 100%. That's, up to the employee if they'd like to explore that option or not. So that would be a savings to them as well. We were using HealthLink Network, which I think you currently have HealthLink, but it was going to have a wrap of PHCS, so that way if anyone needed to travel out of the area, HealthLink stretches up to St. Louis, but it's limited in Nashville, so if anybody needed to travel somewhere else, they would use PHCS network. The admin fees, I'm thinking were roughly, if Randy had calculated this right, I think you're around $33, his were $25, so not much of a difference there. The bottom line, it was looking at about an estimated monthly savings of close to $7,600, just over $7,500. And I think, Jeff, were you gonna see if we were right on what it cost to get out of the contract?
I believe what you were.
That's what they said was correct? Okay, that the cost to get out was the admin fee times your number of employees times the number of months to get out. So, conceivably, I think we could still get an August 1 effective date, so you have, August through January 1 savings there. Of the, I had it written down somewhere. But what questions does anybody have? There was the, and this one requires some education to the employee that, we'd be glad to do, obviously. But they did have, if the employee completes a health risk assessment, it's an online questionnaire, they can receive a $250 deductible credit. So that takes care of the employee deductible, basically. They're putting money in their pocket just by doing that, or money that they're not paying out of pocket. And then if they proceed with some lab testing, kind of an annual lab testing, just a basic, I think, blood panel, then it's another $250 credit. So they could potentially get a $500 deductible credit every year. So basically they would, if they're doing a $250 deductible, they could pocket a little extra, apply it towards their out-of-pocket, if they choose to explore that option, which we'll be glad to explain it to them.
I guess my
But
question
what
would be,
question?
on the annual estimated premium, since you have had opportunity to do a assessment of all the employees, how do we really know if we want to save more money, less money, or be
Talking about,
on the annual
claims
estimated?
experience, is that what you're referring
I
to?
think that's what Randy was pulling that info from, kind of the claims history that we've had on the plan, estimating that instead of having up to that 35,000, we know we'd have up to 3,500. I think he was basing it on past claims history, what's been paid out, and that you wouldn't have that much paid out since your stop limit's 3,500. We probably haven't reached 35 on a lot of employees, 35,000, but there must have been some that it did that offset some of that difference.
But I'm saying, says, annual estimated premium. Why would we just have annual premium there? Why is it an estimated still?
Line of budget.
Right here. It's not right here.
Okay.
Well, the premium is gonna be, that's an annual premium guarantee.
So it's
It
locked in
is,
at
and I'm
350,000.
wondering if he said estimated because maybe he wasn't 100%. Randy had ran that number, maybe he wasn't 100% positive on what you were currently. I don't know why he has estimated there, because we know what that is, it's gonna be what the quote was.
The total cost is
Well-
what he was trying to,
Employees are gonna do deductibles, so I guess it could be that, or excuse me, employees are going to fill out applications. So,
When they fill out
they're saying-
applications, would that change anything?
there could potentially be a change, but we could get Dixie on the phone to explain that if you want to. Randy was out of town, he couldn't come in, but kind of his counterpart back at his office. I know she was available, we could get her on the phone and she could give us an idea on that.
But you saying you talked to Patrick and the tort fund is,
Yeah, we kind of showed him this information on how it was broken down, how we looked at that with
Right.
the different numbers, and he didn't see that it wouldn't be an issue, since it kind of ballparked about the same way it had been paid before, the same categories. I'm not sure if I have Dixie's number on me, Joe.
questions to
So
you?
we can make sure, and we'll see what other questions we have when we get her on the phone. Yeah, I've got it covered.
got it.
Push the wrong button.
Is that it?
No, let me look at that. We have 80, 50, I have 8,500. See which one works.
Well, I called her on it.
You wanna call?
Yeah, did you have any other questions?
Well, I
We
don't
did.
know, do y'all have any?
Not necessarily. Maybe unless, I guess my question would be, has this plan been challenged by anybody as far as what it's being paid out of a tort fund or?
I don't know if they have experience with any, I know they have some other counties that have this plan. I don't know if those counties are paying for it out of that fund or
Yeah,
not.
I don't think they are being put out of work. And I discussed that with, to make sure that, I wasn't aware that even the past plan should have been paid out of tort. Patrick said, and from what reading I've been able to do online, it says that the tort liability fund was established to take care of any unusual expenses that might occur. Excessive claims would be unusual expenses. So if you exceed the deductibles and everything, your deductible on that person, you're gonna exceed it. So I think that was what Patrick was referring to. I thought he was gonna come back and discuss that.
He's been swamped. He's had a couple different
Dixie, it's Caroline Jones, how are you?
jury trials to deal with, some pretty big stuff.
Good. We are at the county commissioners meeting and I had a question. I'm not sure if you saw kind of the spreadsheet Randy had put together, but I don't, even though you didn't, I think you can answer this. So they're looking at the lifestyle, healthy 100, 3,500 seat plan. And on Randy's spreadsheet, he has annual estimated premium comparing their current plan to what this Healthy 100 plan cost. Now, is it correct that, we send them claims information and so forth on the group, but once they go through applications, will there still be some underwriting and the cost could potentially plummet or change? Okay. March was the last we provided. Okay, so you think we need to send more claims info, or we're still looking at a farm rate? Gotcha. Okay, so we're at March now, so we're looking at, we'll need to provide April, May, and June then. Okay, all right, perfect. Got another question, I'll call you back. Thanks, Dixie, bye. Okay, the last claims info we had sent them was through March 28th, it looks like is the last date on what I have here. And she said that this quote was firm rates dependent on that claim info, meaning it doesn't matter what employee applications showed because we'd sent claims history, these are firm rates that weren't going to change. But since they're in March, now we're in July, they're gonna want April, May, and June rates. And then they'll come back with a firm rate, which we should be able to get that within a few days, probably. They're pretty quick, because they've got all the information, they just have to update their records. I know Dana, when we had asked for those, got them to us pretty quick last time we asked for them.
Patrick's also on vacation this week. I just texted him to see if he might want to be here, just to, hear from him, if everything's fine. Personally.
Sure.
So, do we want to try to meet this coming Tuesday again?
Yeah, we'll get the claims numbers from Dana, and,
Are you gonna be here?
oh, no, I won't. You'll have to do it.
I need to check my schedule, I'm not sure that I'll be.
We'll call Juanita. We'll go back and we'll call Juanita.
Any other questions that you have for them?
That's what I can think of.
Jeff, you were asking about the premium. Were you concerned that the premium, the estimated premium was 350,000 compared to 206? Was that your concern? In other words, your current plan, you're paying 206,000 in premium. This one, you're paying 350. And the point is, the reason he put more under premium, down below where you see the purchase deductible, you're purchasing 3,500 rather than 35,000. And overall, then when you add in the 312,811, which is the expected claims, if those run 400,000 or 500,000, you're gonna pay the difference. Over here, he's quoted 84.2, and he says this is fully funded. You don't, even if you run, much higher, you don't pay anymore on this. That's all you're gonna pay. So in a fully funded plan, the 454,057 was based on the claims through March, and they're saying that based on that data, that's your guaranteed premium for this year, where the 545 is not guaranteed. It's going to float depending on, it could be less, it could be more. It could vary by that 312,000 amount. Find out where I'm at next week.
Is there a stop loss on this plan?
You mean like the 35,000?
Yeah.
3,500.
The employee's 250, then you're funding the difference between the 250 and 3,500, as opposed to 250 and 35,000. Your current.
Or what are we paying? What's our premium for the stop loss? Is that? Do we have a premium?
350. We're up in the, right here, where it says estimated premium.
Specific stop loss premium, total 11,592, which should factor into, I think, this 29,000 number.
It's not on that sheet you got in it.
See, let's say claims come through, do y'all negotiate with these medical providers and try to work them down? What do you, I mean, our claims have been low because I feel like they've worked really hard on negotiating those prices down.
Yeah,
You know, so I mean, my concern is a year or two down the road, if we don't have some negotiating working, that our claims are gonna look higher, which means our premiums will.
part of their negotiating probably is because claims are occurring outside of your network. And our network now is nationwide. So the answer is yes, if we need to negotiate with them, we've always done that. But hospitals are having tough times too right now, medical facilities are, and to get them to negotiate down would be pretty unusual, I think. We've done it, Caroline runs that, she knows more about it than I do.
I mean, your network is still HealthLink, so it's gonna be the same negotiating power, you're not changing anything there, because HealthLink's your network that's gonna negotiate. It had the current administrative office done anything outside of HealthLink on negotiating? Is that your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I know there's been times where, if someone was older, worked for us, if we can make, someone else the primary and us the secondary, it'd save us money.
Oh, where you had been putting them on Medicare supplements or
Right.
something like that?
I'm not sure that's legal, but.
I mean, if they're at the age, you know, what's illegal about it?
Well, I think part of the reason why we thought this come about somewhat because of the Affordable Care Act.
Right.
That we're even purchasing them, a plan out on in the exchange.
Right.
If that person winds up, I think the concern would be in this area. If that person winds up getting a different benefit than the rest of your employees and not having to pay the same as some of the other employees, that's where you would hit a snag.
But these people are older, and that's why they have that
Well,
opportunity.
I don't think it's an issue putting Medicare
I don't-
primary.
Yeah.
I think it's whether you are paying that cost or not, and if you're paying more or for that premium, getting a better benefit than you're offering all the other employees, that's where the hang-up comes.
Find out.
And the concept, I understand, and I'd recommended that the city use that concept a long time ago.
Well, that's what they're using now.
I know.
Right.
But that was, now that the new law is in effect, I think that might be a problem. I don't know.
We'll find out.
Okay.
Caroline can check it out.
I guess my concern is a little bit is with the claims increase over the next couple of years because we're not moving them around, which would then make the premiums go up.
And that's why I said it always makes sense to do that when people get at the age.
You're shifting your liability off.
Sure, why wouldn't you, I mean, I think.
They paid it in.
Huh?
They've already paid it in. They might as well have it covered.
That's true.
And, but I think with the new law, there may be some problems with that. And if you could do it without it being built into this plan, that's your, that would be the council's decision. We wouldn't have anything to do with that. It's done.
How many employees do you have
Privately
over
by the
age
individual.
65 and older?
I don't know.
But it seems,
Should they find out?
if you have older employees, the claims are going to run higher. And if you could, to me, the city, in fact, I saw the governor's article in the Southern Illinois, I guess it was last Friday, Saturday, when he was being interviewed, and he said, he was telling the state, get out of the way of the local municipalities and, the local governments and let them do what they want to. Don't try to force what's good for Chicago on downstate Illinois, you know, which made sense to me, that, you know, why do they have to control? I'm not good on government control anyway, but why do they have to control how these people in this county want this county to operate? They shouldn't have anything at all. And, so, anyway, we can check
This
on
is
that
an
for you.
older list, but I don't think it's everybody, 'cause I counted real quick, and I've only got 43, and we've got 65 or 66 on the insurance. So I know I don't have everybody, where I can look and see how many we have over 65.
Should Juanita's office today.
I only know of two, and I think both of them are part-time. But I don't know the ages of everybody at the sheriff's office.
I'd say we're about out of order.
Well, we got them, maybe over Dana's office.
Yeah, but
She's, I know, definitely.
she's full-time though, now, she was part-time.
And, is anyone in Gary's office? Age? Anyone out in the county highway department?
Not anymore, I
I'm
don't
not
believe.
thinking, everybody's reserved.
Maybe one or two.
Okay. All right, I'll get with Dana, look at the recent claims info, and we'll get that set up. And then we'll just call you, Juanita, to verify next week then.
That's fine.
Okay?
Thank you.
I will try to get Randy to come in Monday too, because I don't know the technical aspects of this like Caroline does. She handles that mile.
All right.
Is
Oh, man, you'll need another vacation.
Exactly, yeah.
I've been there a few times. Wear you down.
It does.
When y'all leave?
Thursday morning.